Okay, so when you think of Pilates, what really springs to mind?
Mm.
Is it like graceful flowing movements,
Mm.
maybe professional dancers, or maybe, something you've always just associated purely with women?
Yeah, that's the common picture, isn't it?
Well, what if we completely shifted that perception? What if we told you that the actual foundation of this practice was built by a man, specifically for men, as a really robust, powerful form of rehab and strength training?
That's a fascinating way to kick things off. And welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. We're definitely going to challenge those deep-seated preconceptions today. We're going to explore exactly why Reformer Pilates isn't just for women or dancers. It is actually a uniquely powerful, often overlooked, and incredibly effective training method. And it has some profound, really undeniable benefits specifically for men.
Right. Our mission today is pretty clear. We're going to unpack the true origins of Pilates, which might surprise some people.
Hmm.
We'll then break down some very common myths that honestly stop way too many men from even trying it.
Absolutely. Those barriers are real.
And finally, we'll highlight the really profound physical and mental advantages Reformer Pilates offers men. We're talking everything from just improving everyday health right up to, unlocking elite athletic performance.
Yeah, boosting performance they might not have thought possible.
Exactly. We want to show why this isn't some feminine workout like it's often labeled, but actually a foundational, historically masculine one that men kind of ironically seem to have just forgotten about.
It's definitely time for a rediscovery.
Totally.
It really is an interesting paradox, though, isn't it? That widespread image of Pilates today, so often linked only with women or maybe professional dance, it's incredibly prevalent. But like you said, it's a widespread but actually pretty outdated idea. It completely misses the true beginnings. It's a perception shaped more by marketing and maybe cultural shifts than the actual history and purpose.
That's such a crucial distinction. Because when we actually look at the visionary founder, Joseph Pilates himself,
Hmm.
well, we're talking about a man who was incredibly robust, very athletic, really interested in physical strength.
Yeah, he wasn't just casually fit.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He was a boxer, a disciplined gymnast, a dedicated bodybuilder. I mean, his background is a stark contrast to what many people now see as the typical Pilates person.
Right.
And he developed his method, which he originally called Contrology, way back in the early 20th century.
And that name, Contrology, is really telling, isn't it?
It is.
It emphasizes the power of the mind controlling the body, fostering that deep awareness and mastery of movement, not just, brute force.
That mind-body connection.
Mhm.
We'll definitely come back to that. It's such a cornerstone of the practice.
Absolutely. And the original purpose, the context of how he created it.
Yeah.
That's critical for redefining Pilates, seeing it as this robust discipline with clear male origins and a very practical, physically demanding focus.
Yeah, where did it actually start?
Mhm. Well, he didn't just create some gentle stretching routine. He initially developed his whole system for the intensive rehabilitation of injured soldiers during World War I.
Wow. Okay. Soldiers.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that. A method designed specifically to rebuild and strengthen men from severe, often debilitating injuries, frequently in really tough conditions.
So attaching springs to hospital beds, that kind of.
That's exactly right. Helping bedridden soldiers regain strength, regain mobility. This immediate, powerful historical context just completely reshapes our understanding. It shows its true demanding nature. It wasn't about looking good. It was about functional recovery, building real strength, real resilience.
That history completely reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it?
It really does.
So instead of guys asking, maybe a bit skeptically, why should I do a women's exercise? We should really be flipping it and asking, wait, why did men forget about their own exercise?
Exactly, that shifting perspective. It doesn't just change the tone, it helps men hopefully start to genuinely identify with it, get past that initial skepticism that's often just based on, bad info and old stereotypes.
Like reclaiming something.
Precisely. And that's really our core objective here in this deep dive. We want to reveal the unique, tangible benefits of Reformer Pilates for men across their whole well-being.
Okay.
So from foundational physical health through mental well-being, stress reduction, right down to optimizing peak athletic performance.
Right.
Our goal is really to encourage men to embrace this powerful, historically significant method, not just as an alternative, but maybe as a crucial part, complementary or even primary of their fitness journey.
Okay, so with that historical grounding, let's dive right into dismantling some of those persistent myths.
Yeah.
The ones that, frankly, stop way too many guys from even thinking about Pilates.
Yeah, let's tackle them head on. We'll use evidence, some expert insights, and some powerful personal stories to really break them down, because they're not just abstract ideas, they are real mental barriers for a lot of men.
Okay, myth number one, the big one. It's just for women.
Yes, probably the most pervasive one. This idea got deeply ingrained, mostly because of historical marketing, really. For years, Pilates studios, promo materials, they often targeted women exclusively.
Right, you saw pictures of women mostly.
Exactly. And that inadvertently reinforced this very limited view. Plus, the method's early adoption by professional dancers, while it showcased the incredible benefits for flexibility and control, it unfortunately cemented that public association.
So people thought, oh, it's for dancers, it's for women.
Pretty much,
Mhm.
leading many to believe it was only for a certain body type or, artistic pursuits. It's a classic case of marketing shaping perception, not reflecting the true essence.
Which is why it's so powerful to keep hammering home. Joseph Pilates, a man built like a tank, basically, with a background in boxing and gymnastics.
Yeah. A man of considerable physical prowess.
And not only that, but in its early days, it was a discipline dominated by men. Like we said, the first users were injured male soldiers needing serious, tough rehab.
You couldn't get much further from the common perception today. He built it on core strength, stability crucial for anyone, but especially a recovering soldier.
Right.
But thankfully, there's a big shift happening now, a really exciting, modern shift.
Okay.
We're seeing increasing numbers of men, including really top-tier athletes from demanding sports, actively discovering and embracing Reformer Pilates.
They're seeing past the stereotypes.
They really are. They're recognizing the universal benefits for strength, recovery, performance. It's not just anecdotes, it's a growing trend. More men are looking for balanced, sustainable fitness.
And we have some powerful personal testimony that really highlights this, right? It blows that myth out of the water.
Absolutely. Take John Marston. He's a respected director on the board of the PMA, the Pilates Method Alliance. That's a leading professional body. So his perspective carries real weight. He openly admitted he initially held that common belief. He said he thought Pilates was best suited for women.
Right. The common perception again.
But after nearly a decade of consistent practice, he found it significantly helped his male body. He reported a stronger body overall, a noticeable reduction in injuries, and less chronic pain.
Wow. Nearly 10 years. That's commitment.
It is. And his story is such a powerful real-world counter-narrative. It shows how effective it can be, no matter your initial thoughts or gender. He experienced firsthand how Pilates works with male physiology, not against it.
Okay, so myth busted. Let's move to number 2. It's just stretching.
Yes. The it's just stretching myth. While Pilates definitely enhances flexibility, improves range of motion.
Which is great. Flexibility is good.
Absolutely. But that's far from its only purpose, or even its core focus. The fundamental goal is building deep internal stability, achieving precise control over every single movement, and developing truly functional strength.
Okay, so much more than just stretching.
Much more comprehensive. It's a demanding discipline. Think less like a yoga class focused purely on flexibility, and more like controlled resistance training that also happens to make you more flexible.
And this is where the Reformer machine itself comes in, right? The focus of our deep dive.
Exactly. The Reformer is key here. That ingenious system, the springs, ropes, pulleys, the sliding carriage, it allows for not just bodyweight exercises, but also significant weighted resistance.
So it's not just you against gravity.
Precisely. That immediately transforms it from just flexibility work into a full-body strengthening activity. And crucially, it specifically targets those deep core muscles, the ones often missed in traditional workouts, but are absolutely essential for stability and preventing injury. The springs can assist you or resist you, allowing for a huge variety of exercises.
So it's adaptable resistance.
Highly adaptable. And the Reformer's ability to provide progressive load is absolutely key. Unlike fixed weights, the springs offer variable resistance, meaning the resistance often increases as the spring stretches out. This challenges muscles through a fuller range of motion and really promotes eccentric control that's controlling the muscle as it lengthens.
Okay, see.
This dynamic resistance allows for greater challenge than mat exercises alone. It effectively engages the bigger, more superficial muscles too, chest, back, legs, in addition to that deep core work.
So it bridges the gap.
It really does. It transforms the perception from just a stretching class into legitimate, sophisticated, and often very challenging resistance training. This aspect really clicks with a male mindset, often focused on, measurable gains, physical challenges, building tangible strength.
Makes sense.
The controlled, precise movements activate those deep, often missed muscles, and that's how it builds effective, lasting strength. For instance, doing feet in straps can powerfully work the hamstrings and glutes with that progressive resistance, while something like chest expansion really targets the back and shoulders.
Which leads us perfectly into myth number 3. It's too easy, not a real workout.
Huh. Anyone who's actually tried Reformer Pilates, even just one intro session, knows this couldn't be further from the truth.
Right. It looks smooth, but
Exactly. It is a profoundly demanding exercise. It requires incredible precise control over every muscle, intense concentration on your breath and movement, and intricate coordination of the whole body. It's definitely not about speed or just throwing weight around. It's about controlled, thoughtful power.
and it can be adjusted, right? It's not one size fits all easy.
Absolutely not. The beauty of Reformer Pilates is its remarkable adaptable intensity. It can be scaled for absolute beginners, maybe someone with limited mobility, right through to the most seasoned elite athletes. It's challenging for everyone at their own level.
Okay.
And what's also crucial is that the workout deliberately targets those deep, often neglected muscle groups. Muscles that traditional gym training, which often focuses on the bigger surface muscles, frequently misses entirely.
Like the ones John Marston mentioned finding.
Exactly. This leads to a different kind of strength, but an equally profound one. A strength many men find they've been missing without even realizing it. It's strength that translates directly into better functional movement and, importantly, injury prevention.
So it complements other training, too. It's not necessarily an either-or situation.
Precisely. It serves as an excellent complementary training method. Think about it. It works powerfully alongside traditional strength training or cardio.
How?
By directly addressing muscle imbalances, promoting better joint health, and significantly improving posture.
Okay.
By strengthening those often ignored stabilizing muscles and improving range of motion, Pilates actually enhances the effectiveness and, crucially, the safety of your other workouts.
So it makes your gym sessions better, potentially.
Potentially safer and more effective, yes. It truly is about working smarter, not just harder, building a more efficient, more resilient physical foundation. For example, a stronger core from Pilates could mean safer, maybe even heavier, deadlifts in the gym, or a more efficient running form with less risk of strain.
Makes sense. Now, there's another hurdle, maybe more psychological, the intimidation factor.
Yes, that's a big one, and often unspoken. Many men might feel genuinely apprehensive or intimidated about walking into a Pilates studio.
Especially if it looks like it's mostly women.
Exactly. Or if they imagine everyone else is super flexible or skilled. Ego can definitely play a part. They might fear feeling out of place or inadequate or maybe not strong enough in what they perceive as a gentle environment. It's a common barrier.
It's understandable. But what's the reality inside most studios?
Well, what's often overlooked is that many studios work hard to create welcoming, non-judgmental spaces. You'll often find studios without mirrors, even.
Oh, interesting. Why no mirrors?
It helps shift the focus inward onto your own body's feeling and alignment rather than comparing yourself to others or worrying about how you look. The focus is on individual practice, self-awareness.
Right. And the instructors.
Highly trained to provide personalized adjustments, modifications for all skill levels, all body types. They ensure everyone feels supported and appropriately challenged. It's truly about meeting you where you are, not expecting you to be an expert overnight.
And the reformer itself helps with that adaptability.
Immensely. Its design is genius for this. Exercises can be tailored for any fitness level, someone recovering from surgery, an absolute beginner, an Olympic athlete.
So a newbie won't feel lost next to someone experienced.
Not at all. A beginner won't feel outpaced or embarrassed. They'll get modifications that suit their current strength and flexibility. The core focus in Pilates is always on individual control, precision, personal progress, not competition.
Takes the pressure off.
Exactly. It significantly lessens any threat to the ego. It allows men to just focus on their own journey, improving their own body awareness and control without that external pressure. You're basically competing against yourself.
We actually saw this backed up by a story from a Reddit user, right?
Yes, a great real-world anecdote that perfectly captures this inclusivity. He described starting as a total beginner in classes with highly advanced students.
Okay, that could be intimidating.
You'd think so. But he said he felt completely supported, encouraged the whole time, never singled out for being new or for being male, and he described it in his own words as the most challenging workout he'd ever done.
Wow. Challenging, but good.
Exactly. He found it incredibly enjoyable and profoundly beneficial. That story really underscores the inclusive, adaptable nature of Reformer Pilates. It's a serious challenge, but it's open to everyone.
Okay, so now let's shift focus. Let's get into the specific, often quite surprising physiological benefits of Reformer Pilates specifically for the male body.
Right, this is where it becomes a real game changer, especially when you compare it to maybe typical male fitness habits and the imbalances those can create.
Absolutely. We often see common male fitness imbalances that stem directly from, well, typical workout flaws. Men, often driven by that desire for visible strength.
Yeah, bigger muscles, lifting heavy. Exactly. They frequently prioritize brute strength training, building those large, superficial muscles, but unfortunately neglect crucial things like flexibility and mobility.
Leads to stiffness.
Big time. This imbalance often leads to chronically stiff muscles. Hamstrings, hips, shoulders are common culprits. That stiffness then limits their range of motion and critically significantly ups their risk of injury, both in daily life and during workouts. They're essentially building a strong shell on a less stable, less flexible interior.
Okay, so how does Pilates solve that?
It offers a direct, elegant, comprehensive solution. Reformer Pilates actively stretches and lengthens muscles while simultaneously strengthening them through their full range of motion.
Active flexibility, not just passive stretching.
Precisely. It creates useful, dynamic flexibility, directly tackling those issues of stiffness and limited mobility.
One more.
Furthermore, traditional male workouts often overdevelop the superficial muscles, the mirror muscles, right? Chest, biceps, quads, the six-pack. But in doing so, they often neglect crucial, deep, internal, and stabilizing muscles. We're talking intricate, deep core muscles, like the transverse abdominis, which acts like a natural corset for your spine, the powerful glutes, the often ignored pelvic floor muscles. These deep muscles are absolutely vital for overall stability, efficient force transfer, injury prevention, and truly functional movement. And they're often missing in an imbalanced fitness routine.
That's a huge point. Like John Marston again saying he discovered muscle groups he didn't even know existed.
Exactly. That's such strong anecdotal evidence. It shows how profoundly Pilates targets these neglected foundational areas, brings them online, integrates them into a more cohesive, stronger body. It really unearths hidden strength.
So let's maybe break down some common male issues and how Pilates addresses them directly.
Great idea. Let's visualize it. Think about common male fitness imbalances and the specific Pilates solution.
Okay.
So, problem. Stiff hamstrings, hips, and shoulders, very common from sitting or repetitive movement. Pilates solution. Increased flexibility and mobility. It lengthens and strengthens simultaneously, creating active range.
Got it. What else?
Problem. Overworked superficial muscles, neglecting the deep support system. Pilates solution. Functional strength and deep muscle activation. It teaches the body to recruit muscles efficiently, improving power.
Okay.
Problem. Neglected deep core stabilizing muscles may be focusing only on the visible abs. Pilates solution. Enhanced core stability and overall balance. Building that robust internal support system, protecting the spine.
Makes sense.
Problem. Slumped shoulders, poor posture maybe from desk work or bad lifting habits. Pilates solution. Improved spinal alignment and muscle balance, teaching postural muscles to activate, helping you stand taller, move better.
And the big one, injuries.
Right. Problem. Increased injury risk due to these imbalances. Pilates solution. Injury prevention and recovery support. Rebuilding strength and balance in vulnerable areas. This comprehensive approach really corrects what traditional training often misses, leading to a much more robust, resilient body.
That paints a really clear picture. It's about optimizing the whole system, not just surface stuff, which leads nicely to building functional strength and lean muscle, right? Not just bulk.
Exactly. Reformer Pilates develops functional strength, the kind that directly helps you in real life, making everyday tasks feel easier, more efficient.
Like lifting groceries, playing with kids.
Or performing complex moves in sport. It's strength that translates. And crucially, it often does this without adding unnecessary bulk, which definitely appeals to men seeking practical strength, better performance, and a lean, athletic look rather than just getting huge. It's about efficient strength, smart strength.
And it goes back to that controlled resistance on the Reformer.
Absolutely. The machine's controlled resistance methodically strengthens those deep, stabilizing muscles. This precision loading often emphasizing eccentric contraction, controlling the muscle as it lengthens, leads to profoundly improved overall strength and movement efficiency.
So it's a smarter way to load the body.
You could say that. It prompts very specific physiological adaptations, resulting in superior resilient strength and performance. You're mastering control and muscle recruitment, not just moving weight aimlessly.
And the core is central to all this.
Absolutely central. A strong core, and we mean the whole core complex. Deep abdominals like the transverse abdominis, obliques, lower back muscles, pelvis, glutes, it's paramount. It's the foundation for stability, balance, and generating power in literally every movement you make. Pushing, pulling, rotating, it all starts there.
Pilates really focuses on building that.
More than almost any other discipline, it meticulously builds that foundational strength from the inside out, ensuring every movement originates from a stable, strong center.
Okay, beyond strength and stability, what about posture and pain? Huge issues for many guys.
Huge. Modern male issues often stem directly from prolonged sitting office jobs, long commutes, or even improper weightlifting that creates imbalances.
Right, leads to slumped shoulders, stiff hips.
Exactly. And chronic pain, especially lower back pain, neck pain, even tension headaches, these are often the silent struggles that really hit quality of life.
So how does Reformer Pilates tackle that specifically?
It intensely focuses on restoring optimal spinal alignment, achieving muscle balance throughout the entire body, and developing a heightened conscious awareness of your posture.
So you learn to stand taller, move better.
Precisely. This consistent, direct attention helps men stand taller, move with more ease and efficiency, and just fundamentally feel stronger and more integrated in their own bodies. And the consistent practice significantly reduces, often even eliminates chronic pain, especially in those common areas like the lower back and shoulders. It builds a sustainable framework for being pain-free.
Like John Marston's story again, his shoulder and back pain from sitting got much better.
A perfect, relatable example. And it's not just temporary relief. It's about addressing the root cause of the discomfort, not just masking the symptoms.
That's the key difference, isn't it?
It is. Pilates' emphasis on spinal alignment and muscle balance goes way beyond just alleviating immediate pain. It actively addresses the underlying causes of many modern male musculoskeletal problems, especially those from sedentary lives or unbalanced workouts.
So it retrains the body.
Exactly. It retrains the body for efficient movement patterns, proper postural alignment. This effectively prevents future pain recurrence. It's a sustainable long-term solution, not just a quick fix. It helps the body unlearn bad habits and adopt healthier ones.
Okay, looking even bigger picture now, long-term health, longevity.
Reformer Pilates contributes directly to that too. It's not just about feeling good now, but ensuring a higher quality of life and physical independence way down the road. Research suggests regular activity like Pilates can significantly cut overall mortality risk and lower the chances of developing chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes or stroke.
Wow. And what about balance, especially as we age?
Crucial. By systematically, symmetrically exercising muscles and improving the response time of those deep stabilizing muscles, Pilates profoundly enhances balance and overall stability.
Which helps prevent falls in older adults.
Hugely important for preventing falls, yes. Falls can have devastating consequences for independence. Pilates trains that intricate network of muscles that react to unexpected shifts, making you more agile, more secure on your feet.
Any other surprising benefits?
Well, its benefits go beyond just muscles and bones. Regular practice say 8 consistent reps can lead to significant improvements in respiratory function, sometimes up to 34%.
34%.
How? By training the diaphragm and intercostal muscles for more efficient breathing. This boosts lung health, reduces heart strain, improves stamina and endurance. Better breathing helps everything, from walking upstairs to running a marathon.
That's amazing. And bone health.
Yes, it contributes to bone density, vital for preventing osteoporosis, especially as men age. And strengthening the whole pelvic region through specific core and breath work can bring surprising improvements in bowel and bladder control.
Really?
Yes. And maybe surprisingly to some, it can even help with certain aspects of sexual dysfunction by improving blood flow and muscle control in that area. These are critical, often private aspects of male health that Pilates can positively impact, going way beyond the usual fitness benefits people talk about.
Okay, we've covered the physical side pretty thoroughly. Impressive stuff. But let's talk about something maybe even more crucial for guys navigating today's world, the mental edge.
You're absolutely right. The psychological, the cognitive benefits of Reformer Pilates are often seriously underestimated, but they're increasingly vital for finding balance and clarity.
How so? How does it help mentally?
Well, Pilates is much more than just physical. It rigorously trains your mind to focus intently on the movement, on precise breathing, on conscious control of every
Like
muscle.
the moving meditation.
Exactly. That mindful, integrated approach is incredibly effective at reducing stress and anxiety. It helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest mode.
Okay.
So for men juggling work pressure, family life, trying to fit in fitness, Pilates provides a crucial mental reset. This dedicated time improves mental clarity, sharpens focus, boosts concentration. Regular practice can actually enhance overall brain health, memory, thinking speed, sustained attention by strengthening those mind-body neural pathways.
So it's different from just, say, lifting heavy weights to blow off steam.
Very different. Unlike those more traditional, often male-dominated workouts that mainly offer a physical outlet for stress, which is valuable too, of course, Pilates cultivates conscious engagement. It directly trains key cognitive functions: sustained focus, unwavering precision, deep body awareness. You're not just moving, you're actively connecting your mind to every single muscle fiber.
So it's not just about feeling less stressed after the workout.
Exactly. It's not just about lowering stress levels temporarily. It's fundamentally about improving mental resilience and cognitive performance in the long run.
Like a workout for the brain, too.
Precisely. Think of it as a mental workout that perfectly complements and enhances the physical one. This aspect really appeals to men who value strategic thinking, problem solving, mental sharpness in their careers and personal lives. It gives them tools to handle mental challenges with more calm and focus. Makes them more effective all around.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk directly to the athletes listening. Whether you're pro or just serious about your sport, you really need to hear why Reformer Pilates should be a core part, non-negotiable really, of your training. We're talking enhanced performance.
Absolutely. It truly is essential for athletes. Reformer Pilates systematically improves fundamental athletic skills: coordination, balance, agility, explosive power, all critical for reaching and maintaining peak performance in pretty much any sport you can name.
How does it do that?
The controlled, precise movements in Pilates naturally mimic and strengthen the body for efficient athletic motions. They make muscles more efficient, more reactive, and, importantly, far less prone to injury. It just increases overall movement efficiency, letting athletes perform with greater ease, less wasted energy.
Can we break that down, like the specific sports? How does it help a weightlifter versus a runner?
Yeah, let's get concrete. How do the general benefits translate? For weightlifters or strength trainers, Pilates strengthens those deep stabilizers, improves core integrity. This means heavier, safer lifts because you have a stable base. Reduces injury risk by preventing compensations. You lift with more control, more power from your center.
Makes sense. What about golfers or tennis players?
For golf or tennis, huge improvements in core control, rotational power through the torso, better shoulder mobility. That translates directly to a more powerful, controlled swing or serve, and it helps reduce that common lower back pain from all the rotation.
Okay, runners.
Cyclists.
Runners and cyclists. They'll experience enhanced breathing control, better stamina from improved respiratory efficiency, and much stronger hip and core stability. Vital for sustained performance, preventing fatigue, maintaining good form over long distances.
Team sports, like basketball or soccer.
For basketball or soccer, Pilates significantly increases agility, dynamic balance, core control. That means quicker, more explosive movement, faster changes of direction, and a substantially lower risk of injury from those sudden stops, starts, and pivots. So across the board for general athleticism.
Absolutely. For general athletics, it improves coordination, balance, flexibility, functional strength, lowers injury risk by fixing imbalances, strengthens weak spots, and speeds up recovery by promoting efficient movement and blood flow.
You mentioned endurance, too.
Yes, Pilates builds both muscular endurance, letting muscles work longer without tiring, and cardiovascular endurance, essential for sustained high-level performance, whether it's a long game or an intense training block.
And this ties into injury prevention and recovery, too, right? Which is huge for athletes.
Huge. Reformer Pilates is widely used in rehab for good reason. It offers low impact but highly effective movements, incredibly safe for healing bodies. It helps athletes recover from injuries by carefully strengthening weak or injured muscles without adding harmful stress.
So it helps prevent future issues, too.
Exactly. It facilitates a quicker return to sport. And remember John Marston saying he had fewer injuries? That's a real-world example of the preventative power.
And athletes hate stopping training completely when injured.
Oh, absolutely. It's often demoralizing. Pilates offers a safe, controlled, active way to keep moving, preserve fitness gains, and actively support the injured area during recovery. This leads to a faster, more complete return to form. They feel like they're still progressing.
What about imbalances caused by injuries?
Injuries often cause compensations, leading to imbalances. Pilates is invaluable here. It meticulously trains muscles symmetrically, even during recovery. This prevents chronic bad posture or pain from setting in. Plus, it increases healthy blood flow to the injury site, reducing tension and pain, maintaining mobility in surrounding tissues. It supports the whole system.
So it's like a Swiss Army knife for athletes.
That's a great way to put it. It's not just improving performance. It fundamentally builds resilience, protects the body, can genuinely extend careers. It addresses flexibility, stability, balance, strength, things traditional, maybe more brute force training often misses.
It optimizes everything else they do.
Precisely. That's the synergistic effect. It doesn't just add another workout, it profoundly optimizes all other training. By fixing imbalances, strengthening deep internal muscles, improving movement patterns, neuromuscular control, it leads to higher performance.
And crucially,
A lower risk of injury and faster recovery. It transforms the athlete's body into a more efficient, robust, resilient, intelligent machine, potentially adding years to their competitive life.
and we see top athletes using it now.
We do. The proof is there. High-profile elite male athletes across sports incorporate Reformer Pilates. Global stars. LeBron James uses it for court agility, injury prevention. Cristiano Ronaldo credits it for his longevity, explosive power. Andy Murray used it expensively to aid his recovery from hip surgery and maintain his tennis game.
That visibility must help break down the stigma for regular guys.
It's been a major breakthrough. Seeing these top athletes embrace it lends huge credibility. It helps ordinary men recognize its universal value. These athletes use Pilates to maintain strong, balanced bodies, extend careers, improve flexibility, strengthen their core. Their success speaks volumes.
Okay, so if you're listening and you're a guy who's been curious, maybe still a bit skeptical despite everything we've said, it really is time to consider taking the plunge. This deep dive shows it's a legitimate path to a stronger, more flexible, more balanced you. But practically, where do you start?
Right, the practical steps. The single most important tip, honestly, is find and train with certified instructors. We can't stress that enough.
Why is that so critical?
Because the movements are nuanced. Proper guidance from someone knowledgeable, experienced is invaluable. They can watch you, correct your form, make sure you're getting the benefits safely. Bad form won't help, might even hurt.
Good point.
Yeah.
What about starting out? Group class right away?
We'd actually highly recommend starting with a private lesson or two.
Okay, one-on-one.
Yeah. That personalized approach gives you tailored guidance, helps you really master the foundations, the principles. It's ideal for addressing specific goals like improving your golf swing or limitations, especially if you're a total beginner or coming back from an injury. It sets you up for success before joining a group.
Makes sense. Then move to group classes.
Exactly. Once you've got those basics down, feel confident, then transitioning into beginner group classes is fantastic. The group dynamic can be motivating. You keep progressing, learn from the energy.
Any advice for during the workout?
Yes. Always prioritize control and precision over speed or just muscling through. Slow, deliberate, controlled movements. They're safer, minimize injury risk, and they're way more effective at activating those deep, dormant muscles and building integrated strength. Quality over quantity, always.
And consistency. How often should someone aim to go?
Like any transformative fitness routine, consistency is absolutely key. Just showing up now and then won't bring those profound changes. For visible, tangible improvements, strength, flexibility, posture, well-being, aim for consistent practice. Ideally 2 to 3 times per week.
Can you do it daily?
Daily practice is possible, sure, and can be great for some, but consistency and frequency is paramount for seeing real, lasting results and actually integrating these benefits into your life.
Okay. And thinking longer term now. Health, quality of life.
Reformer Pilates really shines here. It's enjoyable for many, accessible, remarkably adaptable. It can easily serve as a sustainable, lifelong fitness routine. And that's true regardless of your age or current physical condition. It's a practice that evolves with you.
That adaptability is key for longevity. You don't just master it and move on.
Exactly. That's a huge, often overlooked point. The reformer's adjustability means no one really outgrows it. Exercises can be adapted for recovery, significantly increased for an advanced challenge, modified for changing needs over decades. It grows with you, providing challenge and support from your 20s into your 80s and beyond.
Compare that to maybe high-impact stuff people do when they're young.
Right. Many men gravitate towards high-impact sports or heavy lifting. Those have benefits, absolutely. But they can also lead to faster joint wear and tear, chronic injuries, even burnout later on.
So Pilates is an alternative or a complement?
It's a proactive alternative, or more often a perfect complement. It allows for a continued, effective physical activity, strength building, but without that same degree of wear and tear on the joints. It preserves your body for the long haul.
Which means a better quality of life as you age, more independence.
Absolutely. Sustained physical independence well into old age. It's a truly compelling reason for men to switch to, or more likely add, Pilates for long-term resilience and vitality. Not just chasing immediate gains, it's a real investment in your future self.
And beyond the physical, there's a confidence boost too.
Definitely. A significant, maybe underestimated long-term gain is that profound boost in self-confidence. It just naturally comes from living in a stronger, more flexible, pain-free body. That enhanced physical well-being positively impacts your whole attitude, your mental outlook, your general sense of well-being. It radiates confidence into everything you do. Hashtag, outro.
All right, so to wrap up our deep dive today, Reformer Pilates. It's powerful, it's versatile, and it completely smashes those outdated gender stereotypes. It uniquely addresses common male physical imbalances, builds incredible functional strength for real life, alleviates that persistent pain many guys deal with, and gives you a crucial mental edge, sharpening focus, cutting stress.
And unlocks peak athletic performance, enhances resilience, promotes longevity. It covers so many bases.
It really does.
Yeah.
So it is absolutely time for men to get past those old prejudices and give Reformer Pilates a genuine shot.
It's not just another exercise class. It is quite simply a potential game changer for male fitness and overall well-being. By embracing this method thoughtfully, guys can get immediate, noticeable physical improvements, but also make a fundamental investment in long-term health, sustained vitality, and that deep sense of self-confidence that lasts a lifetime.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Consider this. If a workout meticulously designed by a man, specifically for men, to rebuild soldiers from the ground up, has been hiding in plain sight all this time, well, what other unlikely disciplines might hold the key to your untapped strength and well-being?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. What hidden depths are waiting in your own fitness journey?